What colour do you want, Fab? I'm going to keep this brief, so pick
You're
a
red,
colour.
so I'll go black.
Nice one. Fabio Wardley, good to see you. On comms, Dazn. It's all go with Queensberry, isn't it?
Yeah, working. Uncle Frank's doing right by me.
Frank.
Uncle Frank. Nah, look, it's great. It's great. The partnership with Dazn has been fantastic. And being able to do these little bits of punditry, being a part of these big events in different ways, as well as having my own big shows, but also then seeing them from different angles has been fantastic as well. So, yeah, look, all things are going well.
I'm going to ask the basic cliche questions. Doing the punditry with this press conference, I want your feedback on how you think the fighters were during this presser.
I think from Usyk's perspective, he was a little bit bored, fed up
bored.
maybe. I think he's a bit tired of doing the whole like big game, almost the sell of the fight kind of thing. We all know him to be a very honest, plain talking, just level-headed guy. He doesn't want to do all the rah-rah, throwing tables, shouting, screaming. He's had to deal with that with Fury for 2 fights. And then there's a little bit yesterday with Daniel with the pushing and calling him a pussy and this, that and the other. And I think he's just a little bit like, you know what? I've done everything there is to do in this sport. I don't need to sell myself anymore. Like, I'm going to come up respectfully. I'm going to do my obligations and do my bit, but I'm going home. Like, I'm done.
So Daniel Dubois then flip it, his side. Because Daniel's always looking like frustrated, like he just wants to fight everybody, but you're the fighter. So what did you see in Daniel?
Yeah, look, Daniel's a little bit cooler today. I don't know, maybe that's under instruction or however else to cool it off a bit. But yeah, trying to come into that angle against someone like Usyk is never going to play in your favour too well, because you're not going to get much from it, and nor is it really going to have too much of an effect on him. But I think for Daniel, he looks calm, cool, collect, to be honest. There's a little bit of the shoving and whatever else, and that seemed quite forced and put on, almost like he was told to. Today seemed a bit more authentic from him. Just sit there. I think I'm going to win. I think I'm going to knock you out. Just him being himself.
What do you think about the picture swapping and everyone's throwing around pictures about the different angles of low blows, whether it was Frank Warren in his interviews or literally they had a plethora, they had a catalogue, literally a catalogue of different angles of the low blow, and he's giving it to Daniel and saying, sign this. What did you think of that? And if somebody did that to you, what would you do? Would you have signed it? Yeah. Bit of a multiple question.
I was up there speaking to Barry and the boys and stuff, saying like, look, if that was handed to me, I'm writing legal shot all over that. I'm writing legal shot on every picture. Legal shot, legal shot, legal shot. But I'm playing the game. I don't mind that at all. Like, if you want to hand me some pictures, you want to play around and we do a little bit of a back and forth and have a laugh, like, cool, no worries. But I'm not signing it. Like, I'm gonna write legal shot, you lost, or I won, or something else different like that. But that's just me. I don't mind a few pictures and stuff. It's all a bit of fun and games.
But it's like it's almost like Usyk's doing the mind games like he did with Tyson Fury. It's like, play my game.
Yeah.
And that is why you have to, play it back.
Yeah. You've got to have your own.
What you're saying.
Yeah, you've got to have your own wherewithal to be like, yeah, cool, I see what you're doing here, but I'm gonna put my own spin on it. I'm gonna play the game with you because it's good for the cameras and it's good for everyone else. And if I sit there all like stush and quiet and don't move, that also gives you a win. So I need to play with you, but just do it the right way.
When you look at these two fighters, eventually that's where you want to be. You want to end up there. Are you prepared, like, mentally for... I know you've done big lights before, but this is undisputed heavyweight, all 4 belts in the UK. This is a massive show. Are you ready for that kind of pressure when you get there, Fabio?
Yeah, look, I think I'm built for the pressure.
I'd agree with that,
I honestly do think I am built for the pressure. Anytime the heat gets turned up, you see a different level to me. You see a different output, a different work, a different side to me almost. Like I keep rising with it. So yeah, look, when the lights get brighter, I get better.
Do you think there's a difference between fighters like yourself that haven't come from the, that amateur pedigree, the glitz and glamour, sort of like work their way up that way, to fighters like yourself that have come up a different way? Do you think there's a difference in the fighters? And if you look at the statistics, which fighters actually do better?
Yeah, that would be an interesting one to see if you actually stopped and looked at the statistics of those kind of well-schooled ABA champions, Olympics, however, GB squad, them type of fighters versus the kind of come out of nowheres, white collars, come off to the side, grinding it from the small hall up kind of fighters like myself. That would be a really interesting stat if someone could put that together. And there is definitely a difference between us.
What is that difference, Fabio?
It's hard to say because I'm not going to take anything away from
What?
that. No, there's not even a but in it. I'm not going to take anything away from that. It's just a difference.
Okay.
We've gone about it differently.
Okay.
I think that's one thing that the Fraser Clark fights really showed me and really proved to me, that in the first fight I really felt that, like, you know what, he was soft. I was going to get through him, and after I knocked him down, I thought, right, you're done for. You got through. And he proved me wrong. He got up and he kept going, and we had a 12-round war. And then
Beautiful
I thought,
fight.
and I came out of that thinking, okay, fair enough. Like, not even like you've earned my respect like he needed to, but
I hear that.
it gave me a different perspective of those kind of MGB lads, and they're not all coddled and looked after, and they've had it all smooth and easy. Because ultimately, there is no smooth and easy ride into the long career of boxing. But yeah, I think on each side of it, we've done it differently, and it builds a different type of resilience, a different type of grit, but it doesn't mean the other side doesn't have it.
Trajectory, you've handed that belt down. Jamie Takivi, David Adelaide fought for it the other day. Lovely build-up. I loved that press conference. I loved everything about it, but what did you think of the fight?
Yeah, look, I think the fight was picking up pace. It was a bit of a slower starter. It didn't immediately catch fire.
Okay.
I think it was picking up. But I think the decision from the board and how they've mandated it to go again, it has to happen and everything. I think that was all very much fair. You can very clearly see the referee said break twice.
Yeah, I was there. I watched it live.
He even pulled away one of TKV's arms. So I don't know what else I'm supposed to do, but either I don't listen to the ref and I get in trouble, or I do listen to the ref. Which one is it? Either way, I'm in trouble. Like, if I don't listen to him, you're going to tell me off, points, whatever else, and I do listen to him, and I get hit and taken out. So, yeah, it was a lose-lose for TKV, a very unfair, but glad he gets his shot again. And look, they get to run it back, and the real winner will come through on the night.
I was about to say, who do you think wins this time? And we talk about demons all the time. TKV's got to go in there with the demon, knowing that, listen, if Adelaide gets to him, it's problems. Dealing with that.
Yes and no. I would say that he's got to go in there knowing that, look, if he hits me clean while I'm completely relaxed and there's a difference between standing there flat and getting hit and you being in posture and in position and being ready and getting hit. They're two different shots you're taking. It's not the same thing. So I think he will know that in his head, but they would have known that going into that because they've sparred many rounds. They do know each other well. They said that a lot. They know that Adelaide can bang, he can hit very hard. But there's a stark difference between just switching off entirely and letting someone hit you, and then actually being half switched on or half ready for it, and then getting knocked out.
Listen, I can talk to you about your fight coming up, and I will do, but we'll do that fight week because I know there's a queue of people waiting for you. Listen, I'm happy for you. I love to see what you've done. I like the fact that can't underestimate you ever, but I like that though because it leaves us on the edge of our seats. But Fabio, thank you so much for your time, and we'll catch up soon.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
People say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't care.